Here in Monaco, we've seen more than 1,000 players eliminated from the main event.
Good luck, guys.
See you later.
Good luck, guys.
Just 2 tables remain, with some talented pros still in contention.
Coming into day 4, there's some really good players in there. You've got Ramon, who's an excellent player. There's a couple of the French guys that I've been following the updates on that seem to be playing very well. It's going to be tough, you know, there's a lot of tough players.
Ramon Kalilas has been on fire the last few days, working his way to the top of the leaderboard.
Estoy muy ilusionado, muy contento por llegar hasta aquí. Ya solo quedamos 16. Estoy cogiendo mucha confianza en mi juego y quiero ver hasta dónde puedo llegar.
But the biggest stack belongs to the Dane Morten Vam, and he's aware of the challenges he faces.
The competition is just getting harder and harder every day. I'm just so fortunate for being right here at the moment and trying to enjoy as much as possible.
The final table is in sight, meaning EPT glory is within touching distance.
Takes the win here in Barcelona.
Jason Mercier, he went with his instinct, he made the call.
There's the professional level, and there's the Ivy League.
Sebastian Paoli coming to terms with what he has just achieved.
Nicky Corrin has done it! 2 main event titles!
Sebastian Mallets has gone from poker fanboy to poker champion.
This is why people love the EPT.
Hello and welcome to Monaco. It's the PokerStars European Poker Tour presented by Monte-Carlo Casino. And this is the penultimate day of the €5,000 buy-in main event. Last time, 40 became 16.
You need a lot of luck.
I need to tighten the blogger.
As we played down from 5 tables to just 2,
Good luck, guys.
we lost several big names, including Eric Svez, Anna Marquez, and Jason Wheeler, while a few players started to pull away from the competition. Thanks for joining us once again. It's James Hartigan with Joe Stapleton.
Hello, my babies.
And it's day 4 of the main event. We're picking up the action with just 16 players remaining.
Amongst the Sweet 16, Neil Farrell, a former European Poker Tour champion chasing his sweet second title, and Spanish pro Ramon Kalilas looking to follow his sweet PSPC win with a sweet, sweet EPT.
Well, both those guys are among the players who'll be on this stage at our feature table.
Sweet.
Neil claimed his first major title in 2015.
All in.
2.55, I call.
Farrell calls and he wins EPT Malta.
Taking home the trophy and more than €500,000. Ramon's breakout performance came in 2019.
Ramon Kalilas is the champion.
Winning the PSPC for $5.1 million after qualifying for free. Both players will be looking to add to their impressive poker CVs with another big result here. Well, these are the chip counts of the top 8 players. Morten Vam leads the way with almost 4 million. Ramon Kalilas and Hugo Pingray both have more than 3 million. Ferenc Diak sits in 6th place, and online qualifier Erkan Sernmetz is in 7th with just over 2 million chips. Bottom half of the leaderboard, online crusher Jussi Nevenlina is in 9th place. Yannick Cardo, Jaime Cervantes and Dragos Trofimov are all bunched around the 1.5 million mark. And Neil Farrell sits in 15th, but has a healthy 42 big blinds. In fact, nobody's in the danger zone just yet.
Yep. Oh, you almost got me.
Next time. Inside the Salle des Etoiles, players are starting to take their seats, including Brazilian Marcelo Samoas.
There's a Sernmetz and a Samoas. Come on.
And there is Erkan Sernmetz, also at the outer table. Hello. Along with Yannick Cardo from France.
I'm not sure a guy named Cardo will work out as well as Moneymaker, but I'm down to French around and find out.
Well, looks like most of the players at the feature table have arrived.
What's up, my friend?
How we doing?
Good. Just sweating bullets from walking 1.5 miles.
Same, absolute same. I had my hoodie on as well, and then I got half. I was like, nah, that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get to the table online, lol.
So Ramon is in seat 1 with chip leader Morten Vam to his direct left, while Neil is in seat 4, sandwiched between Jaime Cervantes and Ferenc Diak. Blinds 10,000, 25,000 with a 25k big blind ante.
James, I just want you to know I've grown up a lot since the last 2 episodes, so you're not going to get a single Diak joke from me today. Not one.
I'll believe you, thousands wouldn't. Action folded around to Ramon, who's got queens in the hijack. He raises to 55,000. Ace king for Morten Vam.
Hey, if Morten Vam wins the whole thing, do you think he'll go on a family vacation?
I think I prefer the Diak jokes. It's a re-raise, a 3-bet to 165,000.
And speaking of, are we sure it's HVAM and not HVAC? Because this is shaping up to be a real cooler.
Well, now we've got Ferenc Diak with ace queen of spades in the big blind.
Offsuit, you could definitely get away from this. Suited? Yeesh.
$420.
And he cold fours, re-raising to 420,000.
No idea what Ramon's supposed to do here. Obviously, we see he's ahead, and his opponents are blocking each other somewhat. Ace-queen suited is the bottom of most people's 4-bet range.
Ramon decides to let it go, folds queens.
Understandable.
And now Morten Vam. He elects to call in position with the dominating hand. Heads up to the flop. And that is top pair for Vam.
Well, if that isn't a welcome sight for Ace-King.
Diak with just 2% equity continues for 185,000.
Sure, it'd be nice if even one of those cards was a spade.
Vam calls.
Shut it down, Diak. Shut it down.
1.3 million in the middle already, and Diak pairs his queen on the turn, and that would have been a set for Ramon.
You mean the case queen? This would be a really good card to slow it down on.
He's not slowing down. That's a bet of 500,000.
Maybe this would work sometimes against some hands in this spot, but it is not going to work this time.
You don't say. Vam calls again. We go to the river with 2.3 million in the pot. Well, Diak was drawing dead on the turn. The 4 of diamonds on the river changes nothing.
It's a weird spot because you can't really bluff and you can't really value bet.
He checks.
Free showdown for Vam.
Yeah, he checks behind. Ace-Queen, no good against Ace-King.
This image is what you'd get if you looked up sad in the dictionary.
I should have known I couldn't trust you. And Morten Vam increases his advantage. 5 million chips, 200 big blinds. Well, let's check on the other table where online qualifier Erkan Sernmetz is in a hand against Justin Saliba. We join the action on the turn.
We are twerking with Erkan.
Sernmetz bets 130,000. And Saliba calls. River card is the 9 of hearts. This is a very straighty flushy board.
All in.
Sernmetz all in. And Saliba folds. Sernmetz 2.4 million, an above average stack. And back to the main stage as the blinds go up to 15,000, 30,000 with a 30k big blind ante. Neil Farrell under the gun with queens.
From twerking with Erkin to pocket peril with Farrell?
Yeah, that needs some work. 65,000 he's raised it to. Round to Zhong Chen, who's got ace-jack. And he calls.
All right.
Morten Vam is in the small blind. He calls with jack-8 of diamonds.
Huh.
Jaime Cervantes getting a good price in the big blind, but decides to fold. 3 players going to the flop. Nine at 5-3 with 2 diamonds, so Farrell's still ahead. Vam with a flush draw. Been checked to Neil. He also checks. Chen with just ace high is going to bet. 85,000.
I was wondering why Neil wouldn't bet this flop. Might have known Chen is prone to bet when checked to.
And Vam is check raising to 285,000.
Well, that pretty much gives Neil just one place to go with this, and that is in the middle. All of it.
All in.
He shoves for just over $1 million. Gets rid of Chen. What does Vam do?
Well, he's folded out the hand that had a little equity. Make no mistake, he would happily fold out this one too. Vam's got plenty of equity here and would against everything but bigger diamonds.
Call.
He makes the call. So Neil Farrell at risk, but ahead.
Nice, not getting snapped, huh?
Oh, yes.
Good luck. 7 would be interesting.
8 cards for Farrell to fade. Three of clubs on the turn, so Neil will survive unless there is a diamond on the river. It's the 6 of diamonds.
HVAC cooler's another one.
Here you go, guys.
Take it easy.
Neil Farrell's quest for a second EPT title ends here. Dispatched by the powerhouse that is Morten Vam, who's now playing 6.27 million. Neil officially 16th place finisher and cashing for 41,680 euros.
Just missed out on a pay jump.
15 players remaining in the EPT Monte-Carlo main event. Welcome back to the PokerStars European Poker Tour presented by Monte Carlo Casino, where we've just lost Neil Farrell,
Here you go, guys.
the last remaining former EPT champ. So we are now guaranteed a first-time main event winner, with 15 players still competing for the trophy and top prize of 940,000 euros. And with Neil's elimination, we have hit a pay jump. 15th place gets just shy of 47k, the biggest payouts reserved for the players who make the final table, with the top 7 all receiving 6-figure scores. Well, we're going straight to the outer table because online qualifier Erkan Sernmetz has called the all-in of Justin Saliba, and it's a classic race.
Twerking 9 to 5 versus twerking overtime.
And it is always coming at 7, a set for Sernmetz.
Lock it up.
Justin Saliba eliminated in 15th place. Well, Erkan Sernmetz qualified online for 530 euros. His previous biggest cash came earlier this year in the Prague main event.
The fire burns bright with this one.
Back to the feature table.
You come often for the European stops?
It's my first time in Europe.
Your first time?
First time, yeah. Yeah, first time out of North America in general. So,
How are you liking it?
oh, it's great. If I can make a main event, final 2 tables every time, that'd be great.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Action's been folded around to Zhong Chen. He passes. Dragos Trofimov on the button with pocket jacks. Raises to 60,000. Ramon Kalilas with 10s in the small blind.
I actually feel like this is one hand jacks can win against.
He has re-raised to 250k. With Vam folding the big blind, Action is back on Trofimov. And here is a hashtag fun fact, Joe. Both these players won platinum passes to the first PSPC.
Oh, so they both run pretty hot, huh?
Trofimov playing a time bank card, buying additional thinking time.
Now, against Ramon and in the small blind, I think putting in another bet here is totally reasonable.
$1 million.
Yeah, he has re-raised. This is a virtual all-in. Most of his chips across the line.
All in.
And Ramon says, let's play for it all.
You can use your time banks.
Yeah.
All right, so make no mistake, Trofimov is not considering folding here. He's using a time bank card, keeping an eye on the other table, make sure someone doesn't go broke there. He can make some extra cash. Painful for us, but could mean thousands for him.
Come on. I'm trying to get a read here.
I'm waiting for your fold.
He would love a fold.
Is your pair like this or like this? Or like this? This? Ay, ay, ay. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Okay.
You have pair?
Yes, yes, I have a pair. I call. I call.
Wow.
I call.
We got there eventually. So Dragos Trofimov is at risk, but ahead. 82% favorite. Bigger favorite now.
I want a jack.
King. King.
Danger.
Almost there.
It's similar. King.
Just has to fade a 10 on the river. He doubles up.
Tough beat for Ramon, especially with the extra needle of having to wait for it.
Yeah, Ramon takes a bit of a hit there. His stack drops down to 2.39 million.
Oh, poor Ramon only has average. Wah.
Trofimov now with 2.5 million. He won a 2K high roller in London a few years back and won his way to the Bahamas.
As far as the PSPC experience, that was amazing. Being able to travel so far, see one of the best venues in the world when it comes to poker and competing in the biggest 25K in history. On make day 2, sadly didn't go much farther than that, but I gave it my best. The structure was great. The players were fantastic. Lots of people just being grateful because they won their way as I did. When I finally heard that EPT was back on tour, I'll be honest, I wanted to do all of the stops. So I went to Prague. That was amazing. Couldn't be happier to come here to Monte-Carlo as well. As far as my run in this tournament, I'll be honest, I've been pretty blessed. And now the goal is not just to make the final table, but even deeper, because we got an edge.
Pretty good, but you know who else thinks they have an edge? Everyone.
Good point, well made. Let's head over to the other table where Marcelo Samoas is in action against Spanish pro Alejandro Romero. They've gone to the turn, and action is on Romero. Looks like he's betting. 125,000.
These blind-on-blind battles can get quite out of hand.
Samoas calls. The river card is the deuce of clubs. 3 deuces out there.
Yep, no draws arrive.
Romero checks. 400,000 in the pot. Samoas bets 275,000. Romero calls, and Samoas shows 9 deuce, just quads, ladies and gentlemen. 4 of a kind.
Oh, my bad. Samoa's had a quads draw. Is this guy from Brazil or what? Where's the celebration? Where's the Vamo?
I have the win. The win. River. Más tranquilo por acá.
Romero losing a sizable pot there. And Samoa's now up to 2.86 million. Well, we are heading back to the main stage where Ramon Kalilas and Jaime Cervantes have gone to the flop. Jaime way ahead with a pair of 10s and a diamond draw.
10 and a diamond. Very good.
Ramon betting 50,000 with just king high.
He's got Ramon right where he wants him.
Cervantes calls. Turn card is the 4 of diamonds. That's a flush for Cervantes. He checks a second time. Ramon does not bet again. He checks behind. 8 of spades on the river.
Now, I said before that Cervantes had Ramon where he wants him. I meant unless you end up with a medium strength hand on the river and Ramon goes crazy.
275,000 in the pot. Ramon bets 190,000.
Not exactly crazy, and Cervantes doesn't exactly have a medium strength hand. He's got he's got like the 7th nuts, 6th nuts.
Well, he makes the call. And Jaime Cervantes will add 320k to his stack. And he's now playing just over 2 million. So still a below average stack. And we're going back out into the field. Marcelo Samoa is involved in another pot, this time against Nariman Yagmai.
What do you got, quads again, huh? What do you got, quads?
So Yagmai has checked the turn. And Samoas is betting, and betting big. 1 million, almost full pot.
What?
$1 million.
Yeah.
Lots of hands Yagmai could have here, but he doesn't seem like he has this board crushed.
That's a time bank card.
Also, it's rare we'd see someone just call here. He's likely to shove if he's going to continue.
Yeah. He does shove. And gets called. He has aces, but Samoas has queen 9 for 2 pair.
Pretty brutal for aces, but there are ways to win it on the river.
That's not one of them. And Nariman Yagmai is eliminated in 14th place.
Somebody learned not to feed the Yagmai after midnight.
Another big pot for Marcelo Samoas.
You ain't kidding. Look at that.
As Yagmai cashes out for nearly 47,000 euros. Samoas up to nearly 5 million chips. Here at the PokerStars EPT, presented by Monte Carlo Casino, Brazil's Marcelo Samoas has won a couple of crucial pots, giving him a monster stack. But the overall chip leader remains Denmark's Morten Vam, who's firmly in control with just 13 players remaining. Back to the action at the feature table. Blinds currently 15,000, 30,000 with a 30k big blind ante. Jiong Chen first to act, he folds. Trofimov's out, as is Ramon. Ace-9 of clubs for Morten Vam. He raises to 65,000. Ferenc Diak with Ace-5 in the small blind.
So you know how there was no live poker for a while? During that time, people got really into Ace-5, like they did with sourdough starters.
Well, Diak is 3-betting. He's re-raised to 215,000.
Usually you would do something like this with Ace-5 suited. That's artisanal sourdough.
Vam calls the 3-bet in position. And these two players will go heads up to the flop.
A move like that's supposed to get hands like Ace-9 to fold, but Ace-9 suited, well, it's harder.
And we are on sick cooler alert, ladies and gentlemen. 2-pair versus 2-pair.
Man, I really wish I hadn't burned that HVAC joke earlier because this is the real cooler.
Diak was the last aggressor pre-flop. And he continues for 100,000.
Now, here's what's cool about just calling with Ace-9 here. A big portion of the hands Diak is going to re-raise with have an ace in them, which means he can't really have very many flush draws.
Vam calls. 10 of spades on the turn, puts a potential flush out there.
Of course, you really don't want to see another spade now, whoever you are.
And worth highlighting, Diak's got less than pot behind.
Uh-oh.
All in.
He shoves. Vam looking back at his hand. He calls. Diak at risk and drawing thin.
Diak about to get hammered.
Yeah, the Dane on the verge of eliminating another player. Diak needs a 5 to win the pot outright. A 10 would chop it.
Not looking good, though.
The river is a 3. And we lose Ferenc Diak in 13th place. He'll cash out for just over 52,000 euros. Well, that was another huge pot for Morten Vam. Now playing a stack of 7 million chips. He's only played 2 EPT main events, and he's enjoyed deep runs in both.
I am 32 years old, and my full-time job is as a banker. I thought I was pretty okay at poker and have been doing it for like 10 years as a hobby. I qualified to Prague in 2019. I got lucky and came 13 or something, but had this feeling that I might be one of the weak spots at many of the tables. That motivated me to go home and study many hours and put in the effort to improve my skills. I feel fortunate to be in this position, and it's nice to see that the hours of work pays off.
You gotta be kidding me. Most of us got into poker because we hate studying.
Well, Vam is comfortably the biggest stack at the feature table. Although shorter than he has been, Ramon's 1.3 million equates to more than 30 big blinds. By the way, blinds are up, 20K, 40K.
Seems like plenty for someone like Ramon.
Ace-4 off for Chen.
Oh, man. Oh, wait, it's Ace-4.
He folds. 10-9 suited for Dragos Trofimov. He raises to 80K. And King-Queen for Ramon Kalilas. Just a call in the cutoff. Round to Hugo Pingray in the big blind. He's got pocket 4s. He calls as well. So 3 players going to the flop.
So 2 Platinum Pass winners and a Pingray.
Well, it's top pair for Ramon.
Check.
Action checked to Dragos, who has a flush draw and a gut shot straight draw. He checks. Ramon bets just over 1/3 pot, 110,000. Pingray's out.
You could call or raise here. Calling seems like the less volatile option.
Trofimov calls, so heads up to the turn. which is the Queen of Hearts. Trips for Ramon, but a flush for Dragos.
The Queen of Hachi Machi.
Action has been checked to Ramon. And he's going to bet a second time. That is 225,000.
Ramon's got just over pot-sized bet left back now.
All in.
Trofimov shoves on him. It is all in to call for Kalilas.
Now, we have seen Ramon make some truly inspired plays over the short time we've known him. A fold here would be inspired, especially holding the King of Hearts. Very tough to get away from this, knowing you can't be drawing dead.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could get away from this, but then Kalilas is in a different class. Ramon finds a fold, gets away from it.
Inspired.
As Trofimov adds 555,000 to his stack. Now playing close to 3 million, more than 70 big blinds. And we're going back over to the other table, where online qualifier Erkan Sönmez is in action again.
This time it's button versus small blind.
Frankie Magliocco has bet 80,000 on the turn. Sönmez calls. River card is the 9 of clubs. Magliocco checks. Sönmez bets 320,000.
I like our qualifier style.
Magliocco calls. Sönmez tables Jack-9, and it's good. What did Magliocco have?
I have no idea. That value is thinner than the pastrami on a Frankie Magliocco special.
Back on the main stage, we have a three-way limp pot. Hugo Pingray unconventionally limping the button. Chen and Trofimov getting in cheek from the blinds.
This seems fraught with disaster.
Advantage Chen, who's flopped trips.
That's my flop.
Lol. Pingray has paired his ace.
Check.
Remember I said fraught?
Everyone checks. Jack on the turn. And look at Pingray's equity shoot up. He now has a raw flush draw.
Oh, wow.
Chen betting with his trip kings, 45,000. Gets rid of Trofimov. I doubt he's going to get rid of Pingray.
Top pair, one of the strongest draws imaginable. What are you going to do?
He calls, and we go heads up to the river, which is the 10 of spades. So no royal flush for Pingray, but he has rivered the Broadway straight.
Fantastic.
Chen checks.
$125.
Pingray bets half pot.
Sigh call, cry call, sobbing call, begging, pleading, screaming call. I don't know.
Chen calls. Gets the bad news.
Mournful call.
So Pingray adds 290k to his stack. He now has almost 4.4 million. Meanwhile, Chen has fewer than 3 big blinds. He is firmly in the danger zone.
Danger zone!
Although there's a chance he could hit a pay jump because Frankie Magliocco's all in and dominated by Erkan Sönmez.
Everybody is irking for the weekend.
Magliocco needs to get lucky here. Well, that creates some chop opportunities. That queen on the turn means he's drawing dead to a chop. And that king on the river means he's eliminated.
Good luck.
Frankie Magliocco sent packing back to France.
Cashing out in 12th place for just over 52,000 euros. And Erkan Sernmetz now playing more than 100 big blinds. Well, are you looking to start your own poker adventure? You can begin that journey today. Find out how by heading over to PokerStars. Welcome back to the PokerStars EPT presented by Monte-Carlo Casino, where the race to the final table continues. 11 players remaining in this 5K main event, all guaranteed at least 58K. Back to the action with the blinds at 20,000, 40,000 with a 40,000 big blind ante.
Wasn't 30,000 a starting stack in this event? That's pretty cool.
Action will be on Morten Vam. And he has pocket sevens under the gun.
We like pocket sevens.
He raises to 80,000. Ace 8 for Hugo Pingray in the cutoff.
325.
And he's re-raising to 325K.
Pingray, I didn't know you had it in you. You probably shouldn't have it in you, but hey, good for you for trying.
Zhong Chen is super short and has king-queen suited on the button.
Well, it's all in to call.
Yep. Calls it off. Trofimov folds the small blind. Kalilas folds the big blind. And Pham folds his sevens.
AKA the best hand.
So Pingray ahead. Chen behind and at risk.
I bet he didn't want to show it.
Wonder how those sevens are feeling now.
Good luck.
Here comes the flop. Which is great for Chen.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's a pretty good flop.
Kind of ace.
The non-club ace? Yeah, right.
Chen with top pair and a flush draw, 93% equity. Ace of diamonds on the turn.
No.
It's pretty interesting now.
Chen still has 13 outs.
No, one ace.
Kings, queens, and clubs all working for him. The river card is the ace of hearts. Slight overkill.
How?
93% on the flop. 93% he had.
Well played, man. Good run.
Hey, good run, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Zhong Chen is gone, Chen.
Cashing for 58,130 euros. And Hugo Pingray up to 4.68 million. So we're down to 10. And these are the stacks of all the remaining players. Morten Vam still way out in front with over 7 million. That's 175 big blinds. Hugo Pingray sits in second, narrowly ahead of Marcelo Samoas. Qualifier Erkan Sernmetz is the other player with more than 100 big blinds. The shortest stack is Ramon, 720K. That equates to 18 big blinds.
Felt so weird just hearing you say that. Ramon is the shortest stack. Ooh.
Back to the feature table. Tham and Cervantes have both folded. Ace-6 for Hugo Pingray.
Cool.
And he limps the button. Dragos Trofimov calling in the small blind with ace-9. Ramon with ace-queen in the big blind.
What a spot for Ramon.
He shoves.
Count, please.
I feel like this is an easy fold with ace-6. Although Pingray does have a ton of chips. Both Pingray and Trofimov may think they're under rep since they limped in.
Well, Pingray folds. Trofimov calls, which means Ramon is at risk, but he does have the best hand. He's a 70% favorite.
Don't worry, I'm rooting for you.
Trofimov did most of the damage before, trying to get lucky and finish the job.
Well, it's a queen high flop, and Ramon is now a 99% favorite. Trofimov drawing dead on the turn. Ramon has doubled up.
Elias in the mist. Trofimov just got Sigourney cleavered.
Ramon now playing 1.5 million, still less than half average. Meanwhile, it's kicking off on the other table. Jussi Nevenlina has moved all in for 1.1 million following a 3-bet from Alejandro Romero.
Well, when you're on a bubble, you mostly want to be the person shoving, not the person calling. Not the time to be making a marginal call.
Crying for.
Romero lets it go.
I don't know what I want you to do.
Crying for.
Huh?
Crying for.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still don't know. If you fold it,
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I don't know.
If he folds the flop, I go in. Huh? If he folds the flop, I go in.
That's an easy call for me.
Ace king?
I mean, I don't want to say what I had, but I would for sure call him.
Yeah.
So I had like a top range hand.
Yeah.
Well, back at the featured table, Ramon Kalilis has called a button raise from Hugo Pingray. Flop is Jack 7-3 with 2 spades. Ramon still ahead with a pair. Straight draw for Hugo.
$80.
And he bets 80,000.
Having seen a little bit of how Pingray plays, I don't think this is going to get rid of Ramon.
He calls with a pair of 3s. To the turn, which sees Pingray pair his 8. Ramon checks a second time.
Will Pingray bet again? Second barrel should get it done.
Check.
No, he checks behind. And he improves to trips on the river.
Sometimes the trip straw comes in.
Yeah, what is it with Pingray and running trips?
I'd buy that for $1.
Ramon checks again.
550.
And Pingray bets big. Overbets the pot. 550,000.
I would say I don't know how Ramon could possibly call this, but if he thought ace tray was good on the flop, he might still think it's good now against hands like ace king, ace queen, king queen, king 10, queen 10. You get the idea.
He makes the hero call, and he is wrong. Pingray takes 750K off him.
A barb in Ramon's chest.
That means Pingray has moved above the 5 million mark. Ramon has dropped back down to below 1.2 million.
What a swingy day for him.
Well, we're heading back to the other table. Jussi Nevenlina and Marcelo Samoas are involved in a big pot. And that looks like a shove from Nevenlina.
Call.
Samoas calls.
Original call.
And we have got a straight flush draw versus jacks.
Dang, that is a lot of outs for Nevenlina.
He's behind, but actually a statistical favorite.
You don't see that very often.
He's got 15 outs. Now has 17 outs.
That's even more outs.
But jacks hold. Samoas KOs Nevenlina, and we're down to a single table.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. I assume the flags are being flown in for tomorrow. How do you miss all those outs?
Nevenlina cashing out for 58k. And Samoa's up to 5.2 million. Time for the final redraw of the main event. It was Morten Vam who started the day as chip leader, and he is still the biggest stack with 9 players remaining. That last pot catapults Samoa's into second place, while online qualifier Erkan Sernmetz's dream tournament continues. And Ramon Kalilis's up and down day sees him in 8th place right now with a 25 big blind stack. Next time, we're down to just 1 table, but only 6 players will advance to the last day.
You guys want to chop it evenly?
Emotions are high, with everything to play for in the EPT Monte-Carlo main event. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome poker content, and check out this video. The YouTube algorithm seems confident you'll like it.